In question 5, we're shown a pyramid, lots of different lengths labelled, and asked to find VM. So VM is this height, the height of the apex going straight down to the middle, from the top to the middle. A lot of people noticing that VM forms part of the triangle VAM. It's also part of VMC and VMB and VMB and D. But the way that the diagram's set up is drawing your eye towards this triangle here. Okay. Now, the problem we have here is we've got only one side, so we need to find another side before we find VM. So we need to find the length of this side here, and this is where a lot of people are going wrong. Classic mistake is to assume that this is 4 centimetres. Okay, it's not. With the 3D question, it's always good to look at the base, look at the kind of footprint of the shape. So if this is A, D, C, B, if this is 8 and this is 6 and M's in the middle here, and we want to find that length there, well, that length is half of the entire length across the bottom, the diagonal of this rectangle. So we've got a right angle here, and we want to find half of that diagonal. So if we found the whole thing and divide it by 2. So now we've got a right angled triangle, but we know 2 of the sides, and we can find the third. So we can say that CA squared is equal to 8 squared plus 6 squared, which is 64 plus 36, which is 100. So then we know that CA must equal to the square root of 100, which we know is 10. So if that whole thing is 10, coming back to this diagram down here, what's half of it? What's just up to there? Well, it must be 5, because the whole thing's 10. So classic mistake there was to think that that was 4. It's not 4. Again, my advice is to look at the base of the shape. And now we've got a triangle with a right angle here. We know the hypotenuse and we know one of the shorter sides, so we can say that VM squared is equal to, well, the hypotenuse, the longest side, so we take away the other short side. So that's 169 take away 25, which is 144. So VM is the square root of 144, which is 12. Okay, and we got the units as centimetres. So actually, because 4 and 5 weren't that far off, a lot of you that made the assumption that this was 4 came out with an answer of 12 point something, which is close, but not close enough because it was exactly 12. Part B says calculate the volume. So I've just copied this from the formula sheet. Volume of a pyramid equals 1/3 AH, where A is the area of the base and H is a vertical height. So H, in this case, will be VM. So VM will be 12. So it's 1/3 times, now the area of the base is a rectangle. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. So 1/3 times 8 times 6 times the height, which we just said was 12. So if you did that on a calculator or in your head, it comes out as 192 centimetres cubed this time because it's a volume.